Breaking news. Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka visits Mazi Namano in Sokoto Custodial Center. In case you don't hear me well, let me repeat this sentence. Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka take a visit to Mazi Namano in Sokoto Correctional Center. In fact, let us not using this correctional center self or custodial center, whatever they call it. It sounds somehow legit. He visited Namano in Sokoto prison, in Sokoto maximum security prison. That is where he went to visit Namano. Anyway, most of us must have seen this headline this morning, or yesterday, or any. No. I think the message was published some couple of hours ago. So most of us who have seen this message now will say, this one now where you go to visit Namano, Namano have people. This guy keep on making waves. Yes, there's no doubt about it. But let me just shock you one thing that you don't know, and let me shock you what this guy went there to do. Alex would have gone there to do what? All this is just to persuade Mazi Namano to sign presidential pardon documents. Okay, but let me just emphasize on that. But let me just tell you exactly why this guy went to see Mazi Namano. Number one of it, he was in a secret meeting with Tinubu and James Omotosho. Let me stop here and bring your mind back to what Sowore said some couple of months ago, or not, if not months, some couple of weeks ago, that Tinubu and Omotosho, they must surely go to beg Namano in Sokoto prison if they have not gone, according to him. This guy was in a secret meeting with these two guys, and after the meeting, they sent him to go and do damage control. In other words, they sent Master Matthew Hassan Kuka to go and say sorry to Mazi Namano. That is what Tinubu and Omotosho sent Bishop Kuka to go and do. Some people will not agree. Some people will argue it. Why am I saying sorry to him? My brother, do you know the kind of damage that sentence, even holding Mazi Namano, have brought Nigeria reputation down to zero? Then convicting him without any single law in place, have already made Nigeria to look like ordinary a zoo. You know, zoo, when you went to zoo, you see a lot of animals, both the one that have sense, both the one that don't have sense. It is in zoo you will see this animal they call idiot. So in Nigeria now, if they ask you now who is idiot in government house in Nigeria, who are you going to call? A lot of idiots in Aso Rock. A lot of morons in Aso Rock. So if you are still waiting for Tinubu to go there officially to go and say sorry to Mazi Namano, or Omotosho to come out officially and they will tell you, I'm going to go beg Mazi Namano, my brother, in fact, you wait until maybe 2000 and something AD, Abi. Let me tell you again why they are using this young guy, because when they found out this man is just fighting for his own pocket, they are using him. They use him to go and say that no Christian genocide. When the Christian community and everybody, even including Muslim community, come out and say that Bishop Kuka, and I talk this one, Bishop Kuka, where everybody knows say him be outspoken. Under Buhari's regime, him and the Femi Adesina know they go hand in hand. In fact, they always like cat and rat. Femi Adesina, who is the spokesperson to Muhammadu Buhari. So now that same person now, oh my brother, listen to me and listen good. Anything, forget about APC. Anything Tinubu cannot do does not exist. When during the time of campaigning, we have unknown bishops, people who are selling Aki Hausa, shoe shiners. They gather all of them, buy bishop cloth and fool all of them, both the ones who come from Anambra State, and tell them that these are bishops of a Christian community. They have endorsed Tinubu and the Shetima. That is a Muslim ticket. Maybe all of you have forgotten, but I've never forgotten. So when the real issue come out, nobody see the unknown godmen again. Unknown godmen. Yes, unknown godmen. Unknown bishops. Nobody see them again. Then the real bishops are being invited to Aso Rock to go and drink tea and share envelope. Then they use them. I repeat, Anything Tinubu cannot do, forget about APC, cannot exist. Tinubu is a god to the Yorubas and to the Fulanis. In fact, Tinubu is a god to Nigerians. Imagine a man who came out to present a different tax reform to the National Assembly. When they look at it, they say, yes, this one is good to go for our people, for the people we are ruling. And they endorse it, sign and stamp. Then Tinubu have to gazette another, another tax reform documents for the public. for public hearing. When everybody come out to talk, the president will come out and say it is too late. The critics, they can go to hell, that they don't care, that they must implement it. You can imagine a country. So if Tinubu is not God, who gave him that audacity that said that if you people like, you can go and help transform and say we must surely implement this because it is for their own. IMF is borrowing the money. But what IMF do is that you have to force your people to pay tax, even if matters them paying from their nose. If you cannot pay us your money, then use the tax you are taxing from your people to pay us. To service the debt, To service the debt. Okay, let us back to the main business. Matthew Hassan Kuka is being used now as a political tool. In any way you see a Christian have problem, they will send Matthew Hassan Kuka to go and do damage control. That is what the man is doing now. A bishop for that matter. They have already found his price and he is receiving his salary. But he should not forget one thing, that after government, there is still government and there is still God. After this government, if that man still remain as a bishop, I doubt the authenticity of that his bishop cassock or the authenticity of a Christendom. If Martin Hassan Kuka still remain as a bishop, then there must be a foul play somewhere. So Hassan Kuka have gone to prison now to go and beg Mazi Namano to forgive Tinubu, or probably also persuade him to sign the documents. Because where they will bring, they will come with that excuse. We are very sorry. We have to do the bidding of people who, a lot of things. If Mazi Namano, my prayer is that Mazi Namano will never die in prison. He will come out and make broadcasts again. Waiting Namano will vomit from his mouth, my brother. Nemson Namano is going to call, this is what they are afraid. They have made a lot of shady deals, or rather shady offers to Mazi Namano. He refused. So their annoyance, or rather their fear, is that if this guy go out now, we know him as a basket mouth. He can never keep him out one place. So Martin Hassan Kuka going to Sokoto prison is not going there to visit Mazi Namano. No, one is going there to plead on behalf of Tinubu and Omotosho. Two, to persuade Mazi Namano to put hand to paper. Because Alex Ochi have tried. Okay, let me ask you, since Alex Ochi went to prison, we are working to raise Mazi Namano. Have you ever heard anything about him again? Smarter now, some people will believe that this argument now, they are working underground, my brother. To hell with that underground. Nobody is working any underground for Mazi Namano. Let me tell you the gospel truth. Nobody is working any underground. Telling you they are working underground is underground to send Mazi Namano to 6 feet. That is the underground they mean. Benjamin Carlo, years back, told us that we are working underground to release Mazi Namano. So recently, I just understand that underground, Benjamin Carlo is working to release Mazi Namano is to put him inside pitch. Is to put Mazi Namano to underground prison in Sokoto. Maximum security prison. And you people are here thinking that they are working. Nobody is working. I know why Alex Otti went there to persuade Namdekan to sign presidential pardon. Yes, he didn't succeed. So now Martin Hassan Kuka have gone on his own. Let me shock you again. Another person will visit Mazi Namano. If Omehota or Emechini, that Akpaku they called the what is that in his name? Ohaneze Ndafonse, Ohaneze Ndori, President General. What me down in name? That one that come from a River State. Now the next person will go visit Mazi Namano. If it not happen this month, next month he's going to visit Mazi Namano. Believe it or leave it. But if you doubt me, I will be here again. I will come back here again and tell you that Ohaneze Ndi Afonsi, President General, don't go visit Mazi Namano. Because if a man who can go there now, he will quote all the whole Bibles to convince Mazi Namano to sign presidential pardon. When he refused, then they will try another person. The only thing I can assure you guys here as Brave Biafran watching me is that nothing is going to happen to Mazi Namano Kanu because Nigeria is in a very crossroad. Nigeria is just like a gunpowder, a ticking bomb waiting to explode. So it's either they protect Mazi Namano Kanu's interest or they risk losing their country entirely. And I'm seeing that happening. Let me read this content, please. Before, like I don't talk too much, but let me read this. What is being put out here. The bishop of Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, who make him most get out. Matthew Hassan Kuka has visited Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), at the Sokoto Correctional Center. Enioluwa Adeniyi now published this news. I never see prescribed IPOB. I be that one don't expire. If I say they prescribe IPOB because this idiot is the one who is always, whenever he publish news about IPOB, to see prescribe indigenous people of Biafra. Maybe after the conviction of Mazi Namano Kanu, that prescription have expired. Anyway, let us continue. The former African Action Congress AAC presidential candidate Omotosho already disclosed the visit on Thursday, commending the cleric for his show of solidarity. Thank you so much, Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, for taking time to visit Mazi Namano Kanu today. As the distinguished Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, your visitation symbolizes your solidarity and that of Sokoto Diocese with Mazi Namano Kanu in this time of distress, Sore said. I never tell you how many dignitaries that's going to Mazi Namano Kanu from the northern part of the country. I never see anything. Anyway, let us continue. Kanu was convicted on terrorism charges. Kanu was falsely convicted on terrorism charges by the Fulani High Court in Abuja on November 20th, 2025 and sentenced to life imprisonment. He was subsequently transferred to the Sokoto Custodial Center on November 21 of 2025 in accordance with a court directive that excluded Kuje prison where he had been held previously. The conviction followed the prosecution of 7 terrorism-related counts, including incitement and unlawful broadcast brought by the Fulani government. Injustice James Omotosho of the Fulani High Court delivered the ruling convicting Kanu on all counts and imposing a life sentence. Kanu's detention in Sokoto has since sparked legal motions seeking his transfer back to Abuja to facilitate his appeal. His defense team insists that the distance hinders his ability to prepare appeals, access court records, and interact with his legal team. They have also argued that Nigeria lacked jurisdiction to prosecute him for broadcasts made in the UK, describing the trial as rushed and flawed. Under the judgment, Kanu was ordered to be detained in any correctional facility except Kuje prison. In late November, other notable figures, including Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti and Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliu, also visited Kanu in that custodial center. So, my good people hearing me, what do you think over this matter? Do you concur? Or you still have your own, what would I call it? You still have your own right to believe whether this news or real or not. You know, it is within your jurisdiction to do that. But beside that, I think I have done my part. You that is hearing my voice, what is your own part? What is your own take? What is your own contribution towards where we are going? I'll be glad if this message to get enough views, shares, and likes. At least liking this video will make YouTube to know that this video is really interesting, so that they will recommend the videos to a lot of people to watch, because people need to see this video, honestly. Anyway, now here we go take back break, and I hear my voice again when I come back. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I still remain your one and only Amandian Eze, or you can as well address me as Okute Daily Talk or Ukurora One Nation. Until I come your way again, thanks for watching. Please share. You get why. Kachineke meziokwu.